What's up, everybody? It's your boy AG with the Anything and Everything podcast show. Without further ado, you know how we do. We dive right in, right after it. We don't waste no time, man. And always remember, stay educated. Education is power. Knowledge is power. So, for this year, man, I'm like, man, we got voter coming up right around the corner. Everybody's, talking about it. And I remember when it was going back and forth with Trump and with Biden, and it was getting out of control. It was getting ridiculous, and I just hope that we don't go through that this year because it was fucking insane. For instance, like this shit was crazy. Like I knew motherfuckers for 20, 30 years, and it's like if they like the different basketball team, right? If they like the Brooklyn Nets, right? And I like the Lakers, right? No big deal. No fucking big deal, right? No big deal. If I like the Green Bay Packers, they like the Bills, right? No big deal, right? No big fucking deal. But all of a sudden, somewhere, I like Trump, and all of a sudden motherfuckers done lost their mind. I don't give a shit who like Biden, and I don't give a shit who like Trump. They all puppets working under the same administration, doing the same shit. So it really doesn't matter. So if I vote for whoever I vote for, who cares? That's me. I'm doing me. If you vote for whoever you vote for, that's you. You doing whatever you do. But I done seen some shit, boy. Let me tell you, man. I hope we don't get into that shit again. Come vote season, man, because I done seen the worst in people, boy. Let me tell you. I done seen family members fighting over their political views, right? Let me just break it down for you. I seen motherfuckers throw down. I'm like, I had to break some shit up, right? I'm breaking up a fight between two people. And I was like, you motherfuckers have known each other for 20 motherfucking years. And you've been around each other for 20 years. You've never met Biden, and you've never met Trump. And he is not part of your family, and he is not part of your family. So how in the fuck are you guys over here fist fighting over two motherfuckers you ain't never met? How is that possible? How is that possible? So let's not even fucking get down there and see that shit today, man. Listen, if your friends vote for whoever they vote for, your family votes for whoever they vote for, let them do that. Let them get in there, do their thing. You do your thing, and let it just be cool, man. You definitely don't need all that bullshit that's been going down, this year, man. Don't fucking get after it like that this year. That's a bad way to kick it off, man, for sure. And always remember, man, like, everybody to each their own. Everybody has a choice. The only thing we can do is, like, knowledge is like knowledge and your spirituality. It's like a plant, right? The more you water it, the more you feed it, it grows, right? Same thing. So, like, if you just got to keep feeding your friends and feeding your kids and feeding your coworkers knowledge, and it's up to them. It's up to them. You can't make them grow. You see what I'm saying? You can just seed them. You can just keep seeding them, and then eventually one of those seeds will take action and start to grow. So, don't be getting all worked up over people who don't believe in the same system as you or believe in the same things as you, man. It ain't worth it, man. At the end of the day, we're all different people for a reason. So let that be known straight out the gate. And always remember that like success it's measured. Success is always measured where you came from and how much you bettered yourself, and not by how much man-made money you've acquired in this rigged system of life. Let me say that again for you guys. Success is always measured where you came from, how you grew up, right? For instance, I remember I looked at a judge in the eye. I think I was like It was my juvenile days. I was acting up, right? So I think I looked the judge in the eye, and I remember standing up, and they said, Mr. Gayton, step forward, and I stepped forward, right? And I was a juvenile at the time, and I was in juvie court, and they were like, and the district attorney was like, yeah, I feel like Adam Gayton's going to be a menace to society. I feel like Adam Gayton's going to be visiting our prison system, you know, in a short time when he's of age. So, and then I remember my mother used to always tell me, you know, I never knew if you was going to be in jail or dead, right? I never knew if you was going to be in jail or dead. Now, I'm not in jail. I'm not dead. And I have a beautiful family. I have beautiful friends. I got a beautiful club, right? I love all my club members. So, am I successful? Yes. From where I came from and where I've been and what I've done and what I've accomplished, yes. So measure success off of where you came from. Right? We all strive just to be better than our parents were. That's the goal, right? Let's all be better than where our parents were, right? My kids are supposed to be better than me. I'm supposed to be better than mine. That's the goal. So anything above that is major success. So don't ever value success, ever value success by man-made money that you've acquired in a rigged life system. Let's get that straight right out of the gate. And let's talk about, you know, a lot of people are, this is a big topic, man. It's a big topic, and I'm getting ready to get into it a little bit later. But before I do, let's talk about shitty drunks, right? I gotta tackle this subject because I'm passionate about this subject. Shitty drunks, right? So just let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. If you are 30, 40, 50 years old, and you have been told you're a shitty drunk, you know you're a shitty drunk, your kids tell you, your friends tell you, if you're a shitty drunk, listen, put down the fucking liquor. Period. Switch the weed. Stick to the weed. If you know, if you're a shitty high, let's say you're a weed smoker, right? And you get fucking super high and you always go to sleep or you do whatever, you know, then stick to the drinking, right? And if you're a shitty drunk, right, stick to the weed. Because let me tell you something, there's nothing worse whatsoever than getting caught the fuck up out there with a shitty drunk. Because let me tell you something, man, I'm an energy person, right? You guys all know this about me. I'm an energy person, right? I kick off energy. I receive energy. I'm all about energy. We are energy beings. So let me just tell you this. So if you're one of those people who love to fucking talk shit about people and love to bitch and complain about the world, find other low energy frequency beings like that you can do that with. And if you're a good vibe person and you're a good energy person and you're rocking and rolling and you want to fucking be around people that uplift you and have fun. You know, a friend of mine once told me, you know, fun's illegal in New York. Not for me. So I try to go into a room and lift the energy. Either I beat the energy in that room or I leave that room. Think about that. Yo, for you shitty drunks, man, stay the fuck away from the sauce. If you know you a shitty drunk, man. They were telling you when you were a teenager. They telling you in your 20s. They telling you in your 30s. Yo, listen, stay the fuck away from the sauce. Stick to the weed. Ain't nothing worse than 5-6 motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get drunk with the boys, or it's time to get. It's time to go to this party or this club or this bar or whatever, and you see all these people having fun, and then there's always one motherfucker or one chick who always wants to fucking tear the vibe down. Don't let it happen, man. Listen, man, it's 2023. We ain't fucking with that vibe, man. We gonna self-check you. If you can't self-check yourself, we gonna check you. You know what I mean? Kick off that right energy, man. Kick off that right energy. And you know the old saying, right? If you spoil your kids, you're gonna have to raise your grandkids. But if you don't spoil your kids and you raise them right, well, you'll be able to spoil your grandkids, right? If you spoil your kids, you're going to have to raise your grandkids. Let's think about that. But if you raise your kids right, they'll raise their kids right, and then you can spoil your grandkids. So I used to I fall victim to this too, man. I used to love spoiling my kids, and and now I don't, right? They gotta have, they got the hard love, but they pushing through it and they carving their own way and they're doing their own thing. So, let's raise them right, man. Let's raise them right, because at the end of the day, they're our pride and joy, right? They're a reflection of us, right? So if they're a reflection of us, when people see my kids, I want them to see me, right? And when people see me, I want them to reflect other kids. Like, I reflect off of them and they reflect off of me. So even though I want to cut the fuck up out there in public, I know it affects my children. So I gotta pull the reins back. The Adam, saying the AG you guys see, the Adam Gaten you guys see, that's a reserved AG. That's a reserved, laid back AG, and that's a fact. You're like, man, that boy, wow. Like, I'm reserved due to the fact that I have children. So you're seeing a reserved me. Without kids, you would see a turn up to the max. But I don't like to turn up different ways. I don't just like to turn up in the club is whatever. My ideal of a turn up is I'll four wheel in the morning and then go boating in the afternoon and then bonfire at night. That's a typical AG kickback day. You know what I'm saying? And that's a reserve. So we have to reserve ourselves, because our kids are an influence on us and we are an influence on them, and they are a reflection of us and we're a reflection of them. So at the end of the day, man, you got to find different ways to turn up that are positive. At the end of the day, period. And I'm going to touch some of these sensitive subjects that, I've been getting emails about. People want to hear me, speak on the Tyre Nichols distraction. I call it the distraction. But I'm just going to speak on it. Like, for instance, when we first heard the news, right? When the news first broke, right? They painted it in the media that it was, we thought, damn, another black kid beat up by some white cops, right? That's the way they painted it in the media until they released the footage. After they released the footage is when we became aware that these were black cops beating up on a black kid. Now, let me tell you, I call it a distraction. You got to understand something. It was black versus white, white versus black, during the George Floyd. Holy shit, speak that out. Have another fucking beverage there. It's Miller time. So during that time, it was black people versus white cops, right? And now they're trying to do black versus blue, right? Black people versus the blue shield, right? And then what's next year gonna be, right? They always got to keep something on the back burner to distract mankind. So, to me, you want my intake on the case. When anybody loses their life or gets beat, it's terrible. In this case, man, I hate when they take situations like this and then distract the public people. Like, look at this hand while we doing something over in this hand, right? So to me, the Tyre Nichols case is a distraction, and same as the Chinese weather balloon, distraction. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. They knew what that thing was way before somebody filmed it and put it on TV and said, hey, what's this? And then, you know, however many days or hours later they shot it down. That's all bullshit and all distraction. When there is no news, they got to make some news. So they threw that at you, boom. They threw that at you, boom. You know, it keeps all of us distracted. And then, most importantly, it keeps you in fear. It keeps you in fear, like, oh, fuck, is this going to start World War III? You know, is the aliens coming? The aliens are here. They've been here. Walk among you. So at the end of the day,